Happy Tuesday. It's been a long freaking time since I've been on here. This is Anything But Average, Achieving Success in Life. As you know, we're on here every Tuesday at 12 o'clock Central. The purpose of this podcast is to deliver positivity, to deliver success stories, success secrets, strategies, not always to do with real estate, but most of the time. And we've been absent for the last couple of weeks because we had COVID. And so we're done with that crap now. And we're thankful to be back in action. And I have got Lori King with me today. So super excited.
Lori. Hey, everybody. Yeah. Hey, thanks so much for having me on. I appreciate that a lot.
Love this. So if you guys don't know anything about Lori King, you need to. She's all over Instagram. She's all over social media. You check out her shirt. She's got a 10X shirt on. So I want, for one, I want everyone to be able to kind of get to know you a little bit, Lori. So if you could share where you are in the world, of course, what company you're with in real estate and how long you've been in real estate.
I am in Birmingham, Alabama. I have been in real estate just going on 4 years. So I'm not an OG like you, but I learned from you a lot. So I do mostly residential. I have dabbled a little bit in commercial here and there. You know, when you're first starting out, you kind of find what you like to do and find your niche. So residential is what I do for the most part. I work with a lot of investors too. And as we know, commercial was hit pretty hard this last year. Yeah. So that's commercial is where residential is where I hang my hat for the most part.
Okay, so 4 years in real estate. Now you're with EXP clearly because that's part of the 10X group. Where did you start your career in real estate? Which company?
I started my career in real estate with Realty South, which is, I wouldn't really call it a boutique, but it's part of Berkshire Hathaway, but it is really focuses on Alabama, the state of Alabama. They're not really outside of Alabama.
Okay. Are you born and raised in Alabama?
I am. Yep. Birmingham area. Yes, I am.
I love it. So I don't think you have that big of an accent. Like, you hear some of those Alabamans or whatever they're called.
Alabamian. I think it's Alabamian.
Whatever they're called. But I think your accent, is totally awesome.
I was a paralegal. I actually did a lot of different things. So my ex-husband and I, my oldest kid's dad, we owned an HVAC company for a little while. So we were So I've got some exposure to construction, and that helps me in the investors arena a lot. But I really was a paralegal, a legal assistant for a really long time.
Okay. What kind of drove you in the path of real estate?
Well, it was a little bit of a fluke. I was working as an investigator for an attorney who, I don't know, I guess you call them ambulance chasers, but the guys that have the big signs, It was one of the ones that, so at that time when you called in, you had a person that actually went to you and talked to you about, what happened, took pictures, all those kinds of things. And, as people started using the internet more, they phased us out. So basically my job was going away. But the way that it was flexibility, because with that job, I had a lot of flexibility. I had the kids. And so I really was just trying to find something that would be similar, but that would give me the flexibility that I wanted as far as the kids were concerned.
Mm-hmm. And so real estate was definitely one of those options. Now, the failure rate in real estate is about 90%. 90% of them usually fail within the first couple of years. It hovers between like 87 and 91%. 4 years in, did you start right away with Berkshire Hathaway?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When I first started, I went, you kind of interview with different places, and that's where I started. Yeah.
Okay. And then you stayed with them until joining EXP?
I did stay with them until joining EXP. Yes. I hesitated, for a few different reasons. I guess one is because it's where you start. It's what you're used to, right? So your comfort zone is a big deal in some cases. But it got to the point where I just could not deny the model. You just can't deny it anymore,
How long do you think you looked at it before you said, I'm going to do this with EXP?
A year. I know I did for a year. Yep.
So in Alabama, was EXP a big deal then when you signed on?
It was getting to be there. So there are some teams here locally that are making a name for EXP, but it was not something that everybody had heard about. And so, I mean, to be totally honest, that's part of what I was waiting on was the name recognition locally for the place that I was with. It's more boutique-ish, right? So people know the name. And then that was kind of coming on for EXP because EXP is just killing it as far as all of that goes. Like the word is getting out and it's loud. So many more people know about it now than they did.
So when you first started in real estate, again, you're into this for 4 years now. Your first couple of years in real estate, did you struggle? Did you have a lot of help at Berkshire Hathaway? Kind of walk us through that beginning time of real estate for you.
Well, when I first started, I was a single mom and kind of working my way, right? So I couldn't be full time at the very beginning. But I had a great broker. He's still a really good friend of mine. Actually, he left Realty South and went to EXP too.
I was going to say, you need to recruit him.
He did it before I did, but he gave me a lot of advice. He helped me. The whole sphere of influence they teach you, because when you're truly a baby realtor, you just need to know everything. You're learning everything. So they did give me guidance. They gave me some training. I will say it's not on the level of what EXP is doing, but they did help me. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, not everyone, but most people have this misconception that I'm going to go get my real estate license. I can get it all online. And then the things are just going to be flying at me. I'm going to have business left and right. I have this huge sphere of influence and they're going to be buying homes like crazy. That's so far from the truth.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah, it is. And I wish, this is what I've been thinking about, a podcast or something like this that really tells you everything that you didn't know about real estate, everything they don't tell you in real estate school, because it's not an overnight easy thing. You have to have perseverance and diligence. And you have to make your mind up that this is what I'm going to do and I'm going to be successful at it. And then you have to just beat those bushes and let everybody know that this is what I'm doing. It takes a little while to build your reputation and for people to have confidence and faith that you know what you're doing. I mean,
oh yeah. Well, that, and honestly, to learn the business. I mean, you just like it takes 10,000 hours to master something. You can't get your real estate license and think you're going to know how to run value on a property, know how to sell a property, know how to even talk to a buyer or a seller, nor should you. It's like you should be being educated. You should be being schooled. And unfortunately, like with COVID, when it hit, like they show right now, the National Association of Realtors shows that we have more licensed real estate agents than ever in the history of real estate. Because so many people are like, oh, I lost my job, so I'm just going to go become a real estate agent. It's like, really?
Right.
We're real estate professionals, and I'm glad as the industry keeps kind of changing and morphing that we're going to get rid of a lot of these people in the next 2 years because we need to.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think you're right because they see the numbers when it comes to people selling their homes and how much they're selling for, and they equate that to money, but they don't realize that it's not that easy.
It's not that easy, and it's like you got to spend money to make money. I was talking to a guy 2 days ago, and he's got his real estate license. He's had it for about 2 years and he's not done hardly anything with it. And he was like, man, I wish somebody would have told me when I was getting my license that like I needed to have a lot of money saved up and I wasn't going to have any money coming in for maybe 3 to 6 months. And this is a really hard industry to get started in. And I told him it's super freaking hard. And I believe that like with me, I joined EXP, it'll be 3 years next month. And so when I joined EXP, there was only, 14,000 agents. We were not in all 50 states yet. And so it was like a baby company, completely.
Right.
And I was coming from my own brokerage. So it was like a whole different world for me. But I had been in real estate forever. So I wasn't scared. And I was aligned with people that were doing more business than me, people that were killing it. So it's like, I know if they see it, I'm just going to do what they're doing because they're not idiots, And so I look back now, people talk to me and they're like, do you have any regrets? I don't have any regrets at all. People have told me, yeah, we were just waiting to see after a year if you're going to go back to having your own company. I was like, are you crazy?
Really?
Why in the world would I do that?
Yeah. Yeah, once you get there and you see all the benefits, like it's because I think a lot, because I actually thought this. A lot of people think that it's hype. They hear things and they think pyramid scheme, and there's no way that it's that good, and they're just not telling you the cons. No, it really is that good. Like,
isn't that crazy?
Yes.
I look at models. I made a comment on LinkedIn today. I probably shouldn't have, but I just jumped on LinkedIn. I was trying to copy and paste my URL into something I was doing for a marketing thing. And I jumped on just for a second, and there was a Gary Green agent that he made some comment about how he was proud to be at Gary Green for all these years. And he put up some stats. And I was like, I'm super happy that you're super proud of that. But clearly, if there's a better business model out there, don't you think it's irresponsible for you not to even take a deep dive at that,
Yes.
And I was like, after I hit send, I was like, that probably wasn't just the right thing to do. But it's so true, because when I look at Gary Green, and that's when I started at Gary Green in 1992, that I think is like a laughable model now, because you look at their commission split structure in most of their offices, and it's like, what are these poor agents getting for that kind of a commission split?
Yep.
I don't get it.
Well, and the whole company was created by people that knew real estate and that understood that really in the traditional models, the agents are so undervalued. You don't have a chance to become an owner. You literally are an owner in EXP on your first transaction.
Yep.
Who else does that? There's, I mean, I'll wait, and there's a reason too, like the whole 10X. I'm in Elena Cardone's downline. Like,
I know
she is worth billions of dollars, right? But there's a reason that people of their knowledge and understanding in the business world and the real estate world are jumping on the EXP bandwagon, because it can't be beat. And it was made for agents. It's not a bunch of hype. Like, this is the real deal when it comes to the next level of real estate. I believe that there are going to be imitators maybe in the future, but they are so ahead of the game when it comes to all of this stuff. Nothing can stop it. I mean, I just don't see it.
Well, I don't know about you, but like when I started, like I was even telling I have a sales meeting I run every Monday morning, and I was telling them in our sales meeting, I was like, when I had just my own brokerage, I had a certain number of transactions. That was the goal. Certain income level. That was the goal. Certain sales volume as a company, as a team. And that's where my life was headed. And then when we transformed into an EXP branch office, and then I created a mega team, then it opened up all kinds of different doors, because then I met people that are doing way more business than I'm doing, and I'm part of their life now. And I'm in, it just opens up different avenues for you. And so then it's like, man, what I once thought was a success story, it's like, now my vision's like way bigger. And I think that that's a great thing. Maybe it's not for everybody, but I believe the way that the real estate industry is changing, especially with all the disruptors that are coming at us, I think it's the greatest thing in the world to be aligned with some of the heaviest producers in real estate, like the Cardones. Are you freaking kidding me? Look who you're aligned with.
I mean, I'm a chick from Birmingham, Alabama. You know what I mean? Like, I never in a million years thought that I would be on a Zoom call with her every Tuesday talking about sales. And I mean, that's insane. But it does allow you to network with people all over the globe. And the thing is, they always say this: your network is your net worth.
Yep.
So the more people you are able to touch and reach, share ideas and methods and all those kinds of things with, the better you're going to be. And it doesn't just benefit you, it benefits your whole team, everyone around you, because you're able to learn on that kind of level.
So where were you in like the real estate world when you switched over from Berkshire Hathaway to EXP? How many years were you in?
I have only been over since June the 1st.
Are you serious?
I'm a baby.
You are a baby.
Yes. June, July, August. So like 2.5 months, almost 3, right? Yeah, 3.
Oh, holy crap. What's your thoughts?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
What's your thoughts?
I love it. Like, there's like you said, the possibilities are endless. Like it is, in my opinion, EXP is real estate on steroids. Like, because it's not just selling houses. Okay, you go over because I'm already selling houses. They're going to give me a great split. I'm going to be able to cap. They're going to give me all this money back. I'm going to be an owner in the company. Let's not gloss over the fact that they started giving dividends this year for the first time ever. So, I mean, there's all of that. But then they also offer the revenue share, which is like the agent attraction part of it. They offer, and which is great at networking, just like we just talked about. And then there's the stock. What is it? The stock comp is basically a retirement plan that you can opt into, right? There's just so many different options to not only grow your business, network, build yourself and your generational wealth for your family, which is a huge deal. It enables you to generate passive income totally and completely through the company. You don't have to own any investment properties.
No. So, and when you kind of look at like all the disruptions that's coming at us with Zillow and Redfin and Open Door and all of this, and especially like I believe mega teams are taking over. I believe, and I was a single agent for a long time before I became a broker. And then when I had just my brokerage open, we really didn't have teams within the company. It was really like just individual agents. And I believe that some of these agents are going to be gone, not because they don't do any good business. It's just because that's what the consumer demands. The consumer demands for us to be ranked number one on Google. The consumer demands like top-notch service. They demand top-notch marketing. They're either going to want that kind of service or they're going to want that discount broker. So it's like, I believe there's going to be nothing in between. And so I believe that EXP came along it's been around for years. It's been around for 10 years now, but it really blew up. Like Jay Kinder and Michael Reese are who I'm affiliated with. And so I was already in their coaching program and was already part of their network when they switched over to EXP. And then they called me and they're like, you got to take a look at this because basically you have a Blockbuster and this is Netflix and it's going to shut you down. And I'm like, I don't want to be Blockbuster, Who does?
Right.
And I think that now where it's like, it saved me because who knew COVID was coming? Who knew things were going to have to go virtual? Who knew that we were going to have this huge collaboration network, which is what we have?
Yes. And I was talking to somebody about that actually the other day. We're it's going to be on a slideshow. So we're having an event in Birmingham. If anybody watching is going to be in Birmingham Thursday evening, the doors open at 5:30. It's at the Harbor Center. This Thursday night. Yes. So that's actually one of the slides that I was talking to somebody about. That is, Blockbuster versus Netflix, like Circuit City versus Amazon. I know you've seen the slide. Like that really is the truth. They were visionary when it comes to the real estate industry. And if any business could have been ready for COVID, they were.
They were. And if you think about it, like you've been in real estate for 4 years. I've been in real estate forever. When you look at, and I have a coach and he said this the other day, he's like, basically everybody goes back to zero at midnight in real estate because you're basically, unless you've got a steady pipeline full of business coming and closings coming, you're unemployed at that very next closing. As soon as that thing closes, you're out there hunting down your next prospect, your next listing, your next buyer. And unfortunately, most real estate agents only sell between 4 and 8 homes a year. How can you live on that? You can't. You're basically always in the hole. Then you have a closing and then you're paying off some debt or you're paying off credit cards. It's a vicious cycle. And unfortunately, most real estate agents live like that. Well, then here comes EXP, where you can create multiple streams of income. You're not just dependent on that transaction or those transactions, which is huge.
Yes. Totally huge. Yes.
You came from a company where it's just like every other company. It's transactional. And basically they teach you, some of them teach you, some of them don't, but how to do prospecting, how to do lead gen. I believe that you have to do lead gen 2 to 3 hours every single day in order to be successful in real estate. I also believe that you have to have a coach and mentors in order to be successful in life and in real estate. And unfortunately, most of the big box companies, because I've worked at almost all of them, they don't really focus on that. They only want to show you enough to help you be satisfied, I suppose, with whatever that income level is, but never for you to really live in abundance. And when you look at our group, like for me, my relationship with you, it's like, I wouldn't know you. I may, but I wouldn't have a relationship with you if it wasn't for EXP because we're aligned. We're like-minded. And that's the coolest thing ever.
Yes. I actually, when I was had just moved over, but even way before that, you talk about being like-minded. I stalked you on Instagram because I look at people who are doing well, who are above me, and who are high on doing things on a higher level, and see what works. But your messaging and everything about your company, the way that you do it, it just lines up so much with me and what I envisioned for my business. So, and then EXP, I was just like, holy crap, she's with EXP too. So like you know, it was just a natural thing. It was an opportunity. Yeah.
If you ever been, especially like if you go to like our conferences or masterminds or any of that stuff, it's like, I believe that 5%, and they say that 5% of the world are leaders and 95% of them are followers. When I got in with EXP, it was like the more people that I met and met and met and met, it's like, these are the 5%ers. And I think that's the coolest thing ever when you get a bunch of like-minded people together. That's why when we go to events and we go to conferences and stuff, like you hardly sleep because you're with these people constantly. There's so much energy. You don't want to sleep. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I can't, are you going to EXP Con this year?
Yes.
Okay. I can't wait to see you. Yes.
You'll be there, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So we just were in the Dallas event. Were you at Build?
No, I was not. No, I didn't get to go. No, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it was a good one. And, you know, like a lot of my friends I have within EXP are people that don't live here in Houston. They don't live anywhere around me, but we get to see each other at events. And it's like when you get around everyone again, it's like you just saw them yesterday. It feels like, you know, it's like there's like never missed a beat. It's the coolest thing. And it's really people that are just trying to, like when EXP, when I first got approached with it and first switched over, and there was all kinds of rumors going around here in Houston that I was going out of business, and people were contacting my clients and telling them I was going out of business. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? That's the last thing I'm doing. I'm not going out of business. I'm growing. We're just here to take over more market share. But that's what we're going to do. And when I look back at like all the things that we went through and everything that's transitioned, that's one of the biggest and best business decisions that I ever made. And, you know, it doesn't align with everybody because not everybody shares the same kind of beliefs that we do. We believe that we are part of the best real estate company in history. We believe that we are going to take over the entire real estate market, period. And when you look at the people that are part of this company, like why in the world would Grant and Elena Cardone want to have anything to do with EXP if it wasn't like the next greatest thing?
Yeah, I mean, there's they wouldn't. That's the thing, is they absolutely wouldn't. And it's not just them. Like we have so many high profile people that know something about real estate or involved in it in some kind of way that have either gotten their license or switched because they see it, and it's just becoming more and more evident.
It is. Now, I got to ask though, prior to you switching over to EXP, did you follow Grant and Elena Cardone?
No.
Seriously?
Well, not closely. I mean, I knew who they were, and I had heard and read the 10X thing, right? I read the book, and so I did somewhat, but to know what they were doing as far as their, you know, the things that they were acquiring and the different businesses. No, not I really didn't.
Have you ever been to a 10X conference?
No. No, I had not.
That's crazy.
I've been grinding. I just
yes. I've been following Grant Cardone forever, for years. I have all of his books. I've read all of his stuff. I have his swag. I go to Grant Cardone. I go to the 10X conferences. I think he's a beast. And I think that kind of mentality, and some people think he's arrogant and obnoxious, and I don't. I think he's smart as crap. And it's like, man, I want to be like him when I grow up, you know? Yeah. That's have it going on.
He tells it like it is. I mean, he just puts it out there, and he has no reservation. There's no holdback. You know, like it's just pedal to the metal. This is what we're doing. And if we, and he doesn't stop, like he doesn't give up either. That's something else that I don't think people realize is like, he didn't have just multiple automatic successes, you know, everything that he's tried to do, you know, and that's the same thing for us. You can't, and like when you're first starting out, you learn this, or you stop selling real estate, is when you try something and it may not work that first time, you tweak it and you go back. You can't stop.
You know, and because I was at, it was a 10X conference when he interviewed Glenn Sanford, and I think that was when they made the announcement that they were coming on to EXP. And I was like, holy crap. Because I was going there just as part of a 10X group, because I go to all the 10X conferences. And I had my son with me, who's 23 now, and he's gone to 2 conferences with me. And so he gets fired up by Grant Cardone. And Glenn Sanford said something on the stage that day. And he said to Grant Cardone, he's like, I believe if you're not growing, you're rotting. And I was like, he's so true. And so many people like live their lives in this old school mentality where like, I'm going to work hard and then I'm going to retire when I'm 62. It's like, retire and do what? Why the hell you want to retire and just rot, you know? Like I look at Grant Cardone, the dude's in his 60s. He looks amazing. He's got no stopping him. And they're just out there doing good. And he tells people that, like, I'm here to help you learn how to make money. I'm here to help you learn how to sell. I'm here to help you learn how to create wealth for your family. I believe that 1000%, you know? And I think by you getting involved with them and affiliated, that was like one of your smartest moves ever, because I think it's going to help you really take your career to the next level. She went black. She'll jump back on in a second. So if you guys haven't paid attention to what Lori's been saying, so Elena Cardone is with EXP. Elena got her license. Grant doesn't have a real estate license, and so he didn't get as a real estate agent with EXP, but Elena did. And she did it, I can't think of the timeline. It was, I think, this year maybe. And so with Lori, I saw that she had switched over to EXP. I guess it was just in June. I didn't realize that it would have only been since June. But when I saw that she had switched over, she had a 10X shirt on. And I was like, oh, holy crap, that's how she did it. She signed on with Elena Cardone. So I think that is really cool. Grant and Elena are in Florida. And so they do their 10X conferences. I think they're, by them joining forces with EXP, I think it was one of the greatest things for EXP, because it brings a lot of attention. It brings a lot of sales training. Definitely is going to have a heavy attraction in Florida. In fact, my son, my 23-year-old, one of his goals is to go to Florida. He and his girlfriend want to move to Florida, probably next year or in 2 years at least, and open a real estate office there, or have another branch of our real estate team there. And I'm like, that's cool as crap. I'll just go get my broker's license in Florida, and I'll be happy to help you guys do that. And I told him, shoot, even if you wanted to go and jump on Elena's team, that would probably be a great thing to get you going there in Florida, because why would you not? So I think it's super cool. We'll wait and see if Lori jumps back on. She may not. Let me see if she messaged me. I don't see anything yet. She may not. Maybe she's got technical. Oh, here she comes. We put her back on.
Say technical. Yes, that is totally wrong. I'm hyperventilating over here going, oh my God, what happened?
It just went like black. There was like a black circle there.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, it's the craziest thing. So I just continued on with your story, and I explained to people where Elena is and where Grant and Elena is. So now I'm curious, when you switched over to EXP, was it partly because of the Cardones? How did that come about? How did you end up with them?
It actually was. So, so I said, my broker from Realty South, he had gone over and joined a group, actually, as their sales manager. And it's a great group. Like I have idolized those folks. They're doing great. But, I just didn't feel like it was time yet. I kept thinking, okay, I'm still building my brand. So I need the name recognition a little bit. And so I just kind of put it off, to be honest. And I had Bobby Jones, an investor friend of mine. He's a realtor also, but he really got into it for the investment side. They manage about 2,000 doors, Yellowhammer properties. And so he sent me a message, and he was like, hey, I have an opportunity I really want to tell you about. And I got on a Zoom call with Elena and kind of heard here's the thing. So, and this is, I'm a little biased because this is my team, right? But so EXP is a real estate brokerage on steroids. And to me, the 10X Elena Cardone team is teams on steroids. And I use the term team loosely because we don't do the whole take part of your commission and stuff like that. It's the 80-20 thing when people come in. But as far as the training that you get, because we have had Grant's sales marketer, like their people, they come onto our sales calls routinely, actually, and for free. And if you're a 10X, you sign up for some of that stuff, that could be very expensive to get some of that training. So they sold me on the training that you get for free. And then just being able to be in a situation, like you said, where there are like-minded individuals, because I don't know if you can tell, but I don't have a lot of quit in me. I don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of slow down. Like if I make my mind up that this is what I'm going to do, that means I'm going to do my best to be the best realtor in Alabama, the best realtor in the Southeast. I mean, the sky's the limit, really. So, and wherever I end up, I'm going to be one of the very best, because that's just my mindset. That's the way that I think and approach life, really. And I wanted to be in an environment where that was supported and encouraged. And that was what I found with her team.
I think it was the greatest thing. Like if I wouldn't have already been with EXP, I would have jumped on to have them as my sponsor all day long, because you're getting trained by the best salespeople in the market. I mean, not even in just real estate. I mean, period.
Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't just cover. Really, a lot of the training is not just you don't just apply it in real estate. You can apply it to literally every area of your life. And take it to heart, and then you get to share it with other people, because this real estate as a career changed my life. And then being on this team is also changing my life in different ways, because it, like you said, it opens up so many different avenues and opportunities, and it opens your mind up to possibilities that you didn't think existed before.
Yes, it does. So probably with you, so do you guys do weekly Zooms?
We do. It's Tuesday, so it'll be tonight. We do weekly support and sales call, and we also do opportunity calls on Tuesdays once a week. So for the people that are interested and want to say, okay, so what is this about 10X, EXP? It really breaks it all down. Brian Kulane is on there a whole lot, and Elaine is on there usually. Sometimes Grant jumps on, actually.
I bet.
Yeah, so it's off the chain. It is.
So have you seen y'all's 10X group grow like crazy?
Yes. Yes. So my, he's in my, I think I didn't really count, but I want to say there's like either 6 or 7 people in my upline between me and Elena. And Michael O'Malley is out in Arizona. I don't know if you're familiar with him or heard his name, but he is in my upline, and he is absolutely phenomenal. But he was named the director of expansion, I think, for her team. And he, like you said, the groups are kind of where real estate is going. People really would like to have that confidence. Yes, yes, exactly. And so he's got a few that are looking at coming over to join us, some pretty big groups. And if you have that fire and that passion, which most of the people on these teams do, you're just getting after it. I've been on since June, and I've gotten 3 people that have come over to join us. But I think it's a big deal, like you said. It's one of the reasons that I think that you're just an absolute rock star at everything that you do.
Oh, thank you.
It's true. It comes from my heart, is that you don't just pull people into the family. Like, you nurture them. You teach them how and why. And, you really just, you are the epitome of what I think a real estate broker should be. Because you do that. You really nurture your people, and just like you do your clients, and I have modeled what I do after that to a great extent, I would say.
So when you look at, are you thinking about leaving Alabama at all? Does it make you enticed to go to Florida?
So the plan was,
I don't know,
because there's always a plan, right? Yes. I would love to be on the coast. Yes, that's not a far jump at all, and especially with Elena and them already being in Florida.
Yeah,
there's some folks in Miami that I'm already talking to. I would love to do that. I would. I've had some opportunities actually in Georgia though first. So Southeast. So the name of Elena's team in the state of Alabama is Southeast Luxury Living. Okay. Powered by EXP with Elena Cardone. So the idea is the Southeast, and then next the world.
I love that. It's a poor crap.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I may meander through Georgia to make my way down to Florida, but I would like to be in Florida. I mean, I have a lot of memories on the Gulf Coast, it's a great place, and I've been there a lot, and I would like to have a great big house like Elena. So when she's on her calls with us, and I'm going to get you on one just so you can come.
I love that.
This is my girl, Trisha, right? So the entire backside of her house is glass, nothing but windows, and you can see the ocean. And I'm like, I want a house like that, Why
not? You can have it.
Exactly. And when you say that, people don't believe it. But then when you see this model and you see other people that are making such big leaps and bounds as in terms of their financial, I don't know how to say it. Help me out with the word. Like their situation really it's increasing so exponentially, so quickly. You start to realize, man, I can have that. Like I could do that.
You totally can. And you think about it, like with EXP, you can have them withhold just 5% of your commission, and they buy the stock at a discount. When you add that up, like I've been with the company, it'll be 3 years next month. So, and the stock that you do that with, the 5% that you withhold, you can have access to at any time. But I've been accumulating stock since day one. So I have stuff that has to vest for 3 years. So next month, I'll have access to all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, all of that. To do whatever you want to do. I honestly, I'm definitely not an insider. I know you're not either, but I cannot see EXP stock going down. I mean, I keep thinking this is going to be like buying Amazon at $2 a share. Like this is about to be insane.
And I tell people that all the time. I'm like, I have no crystal ball. I have no idea what the future holds. But what if the stock does anything like what Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, any of them have done? What if? How will you know? It's just like I would rather gamble on it. And because I see the people that are involved in the company, I see the heavy hitters that are part of our company. I see all the stuff behind where it's like, these are people that are builders. These are people that are growers. They're not going anywhere. They're not going out of business.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I totally agree. It's the closest thing I think to being a sure bet as I've seen in a very long time.
I did too. Okay. So when you switched over from Berkshire Hathaway to EXP, and now it's only been since June that we've learned, what are just like, because I always like to give people some tips before we have to jump off. Sure. What are some things that you've learned just maybe from Elena, from the Cardones, from EXP that you could share with other real estate agents that's really helped you propel to where you are? Because you're doing amazing. You're all over Instagram. You're all over Facebook. What is kind of some of the things that have really helped you tweak that to make it such an improvement in your career?
Well, I think that is one of the things is they really teach you how to maximize your exposure when it comes to social media. I mean, you have like a Facebook page or an Instagram page, but are you on it? Because here's the thing. If you don't post, if you don't show people what you're doing, then they're going to see that you have a page, but they're not really going to pay any attention to it. And Grant always says that if you think that you're posting enough, you're not. If you think that you're doing enough, like you need to do 10 times more than what you think enough would be. And that actually applies to the social media. And I've gotten a lot of good tips when it comes to, because we're not, this is live right now. Like this is obviously not rehearsed, just like the technical glitch right now. But you're putting your authentic self out there, it's good to say what you believe in, what you are trying to do and accomplish. You are a part of your community. I'm a part of the community. They are really big when it comes to charities and organizations and helping people. It's really good to, number one, make sure that people see you and know that you're there. Maximize your social media as much as you can, because people live on that these days. Yep. And then to make sure that people know who you are, put content out there. It doesn't always have to be, I just sold a house or I just got a contract. It can be, we're out at this toy drive, the holidays are coming up. Mm-hmm. Show people just your what you do and who you are. And that will interests them, and that always translates into business of some kind. It's going to be either business or networking, which is not going to do anything but build you.
That's right. So I believe that people should be prospecting 2 to 3 hours a day. Do you guys share that same belief? Do they? Because I would imagine with Grant and his salespeople that's kind of drilled into them. Do you see that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like they don't, I have not heard like a certain amount of time per day that you should, do this, but it is definitely said that you're going to get zero of the clients that you don't go after, and you actually have to go after them, and there are a lot of different ways. They go over the different methods and ways of contacting people, of being relevant to them. You've got canvassing the neighborhoods, the old school, knocking on the doors. You've got the calling, the expireds, like all those kinds of things are covered. And they just really, here's the thing. You're either going to be driven to succeed. They don't give you a quota. They don't tell you have to make this many calls or do this many, reach outs on a certain day. They just know that you've either got that drive, and they give you the tools and they tell you how to do it. And if you don't do it, then you're probably going to be out anyway. That's kind of what I've seen.
I think sometimes we want people to be more successful than they want for themselves.
Yes.
And that's like one of my hardest things ever. And it took me years. I'm still not good at it. It still bothers the crap out of me because it's like, oh my gosh, I just gave you everything. I told you what to say, who to say, how to say, everything. Why did you not do it?
Right.
It's like, blows my mind. Then I'm like, I can't figure that out. I'll never figure it out.
It's hard. That is, I'm just now starting to, have people under me that I'm teaching and mentoring and stuff like that. And I that's going to be a hard one for me too, because we have such a heart for people. We want, like, you can have this, you can do this. Like there's nothing like crazy special about me. I just want it. And I'm showing you how, so please. But that is very difficult. It is very difficult to just kind of accept that.
So when you look back at your 4-year career in real estate history, what is something or a couple of things that you wish you would have done differently or changed?
Oh man. I would have switched to EXP sooner.
Yeah.
That's not a plug. Like I think I would have switched to them sooner. And then other than that, I really don't know if there's anything I would have done differently. I don't know. Like that's a hard one, because I've gone hard from the very beginning. Now, when it comes to method and techniques, I probably, you learn as you go. So obviously there's a lot of that I would have gone back and been like, no, don't do it that way. That's that's not the best way to do this. So there's a lot of things like that I would probably tweak and change. I would have changed to EXP sooner. But other than that, this really is my calling. Like I have really found a way to serve people and do something that I enjoy, and I've gone hard from day one on it. So I don't have any regrets where that's concerned. Just little things that I maybe would have tweaked as far as my methods, because I didn't know any better.
Oh yeah. But now you're of course part of the Cardone team. And so you probably have like resources galore, I would imagine, which is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. And, since it's cloud based, we have an office in Hoover that we can go to and everything, but you don't have to do that. You don't have that overhead, and you can access just a plethora of training, like on just about any topic you could ever imagine, just from your laptop. So, it is a huge blessing. I think it's going to really help a lot of people in this industry. That they decided to come over and do this, because she is a rock star, powerhouse businesswoman just in her own right. And she is all in on it. Like, she is really investing in her people. I can't wait to see where it goes. There's no telling.
I can't wait either. Make sure and invite me on one of y'all's calls, because that would be awesome.
You know what? I'm gonna see if I can get you on there tonight.
That would be cool as crap. I would love that.
Yes.
Thank you so much for jumping on here with me today, Lori.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for asking me. It's been an absolute honor. Thank you.
Hey, how can anybody find you on Instagram and Facebook? How do they look you up?
At Lori King Realtor. That's pretty much all social media at Lori King Realtor. We have our new website for Southeast Luxury Living. It's under construction still, but that's going to be up and running very, very soon. So it will be www.seluxuryliving.com. And then, if you look at any of those places, you'll see my phone number, email, all that good stuff.
And then you have an event Thursday night, right? Let's talk about that real quick.
Yes, it is going to be a premier networking event. We're going to have some of the heavy hitters from EXP. I think we may have special guests. Alina's not going to be here, but we're working on maybe some live streaming type stuff. But it's going to be at the Harbert Center in Birmingham on Thursday night. Doors are going to open at 5:30. The first 100 people get a VIP pass, which means it's a full bar, and you can just kind of mill around. There's going to be all different industry type folks there. It's not just a sign up for EXP event. It's something that we wanted to provide to the community as a networking event as well. So it's going to start the actual event around 6 and probably last maybe an hour to an hour and a half.
Perfect. You guys make sure and check her out. Lori King is amazing. Make sure you look her up on Instagram. You'll love all of her content. And of course, with Alina Cardone, she's learning all kinds of stuff. And so if you're curious about EXP and want to team up with her, she's always looking for people to come with her.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tricia.
Thank you, Lori. Y'all have a great day.
Bye, everybody.